and welcome to the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by W.GG, the energy drink for gamers, and also Eldridge Air Conditioning. Now we're here for the first race of 3 specials. They are 1 hour endurance races. We're in the GR2s, or the Group 2 cars. That's pretty much it for information as to what I've got. I'm sure there's going to be some pit stops. I've not is just as much as you guys do, so what we're going to do is just have a very quick flying down the grid to see who's where, and then we shall crack on with it. Incidentally, for those that have not recognised it already, we are at the Circuit de Francorchamps. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong to any of the Belgium guys listening. We know it as Spa, but we'll go on about the track a little bit more. Let's get down this grid so we can get this race started, shall we? So, in pole position is it looks like they've already started actually. In pole position is Smith. In fact, you know what? Let's just go back a little bit because it does look like they've started. I don't know why we've started there, but anyway. So Smith is in pole. Brian the Mechanic is second. Derg is third. Enzo Jack is fourth. P. White is 5th, Fazer is 6th, Mohammed Ali is 7th, Pete is 8th, Castrian is 9th, and Sid is in 10th. So back up to the top, and now we can get the guys underway. So I'm not sure why it started as that far up the track, I don't know. And I'm just going to follow Sid around because usually the race starts before some of the guys got to turn 1, but everybody's round, so we are off and running as Smith takes us up through Eau Rouge and through Radion for the first time onto the Camel Straight. Now, we're in the GR2 cars. Now, he's not a bit of lag from Brian the Mechanic, or was he just going extremely quickly? But he's managed to get himself up there in front, or, well, no, he's not. Smith has just grabbed the lead back. Bright put in a good challenge, though, probably because of the slipstream. Now, as far as I'm aware, the liveries are whatever the guys like. It is every man for himself. There are no teams or anything like that. And as I say, this is one of 3 special races until the new season is going to start up on a Tuesday. I don't normally cover the Tuesdays, but I've said that we'll watch these, as I say, special 3 races. So on the first lap, guys, just trying to get the tyres warmed up, get a feel for the track, get a feel for the cars. Smith still out in front, Brian the Mechanic in second, Derg is in third. These 3 looking to break away from the rest of the pack, actually. As far as tyres go, these 3 are on softs. I would imagine most people are going to be on softs, to be honest. Fazer in 4th. We'll have a good look at, that's a cracking looking car, isn't it? We will have a look at the livery as we go along. Well, you can see it's 30 laps, so it is going to be roughly about an hour. Grahamid in 5th, then we've got P. White, Enzo, Jack, Pete. They're in a nice little bunch of their own. Very speeded up, doesn't it? Not sure why it's flying around like that. Then we've got Castrian. Oh, and who's that that's gone off? I think that's Brian the Mechanic, actually. And let's just have a look. Oh, I think he's just got the bus stop chicane completely wrong. Yeah, he's just missed his braking. I'm pretty sure that's what he did. I hope there was nothing more sinister involved. As we just follow him up through Blanchimont down towards the bus stop chicane at turn 19. Yeah, definitely no contact. It's either a disconnect or he's just completely forgotten to brake. So unfortunately I put Brian the Mechanic. He was up there in the top 3, now he's all the way back down there in 8th and 9th, and it looks like Sid's going to be catching him up and taking him as well soon. So Brian the Mechanic all the way down to 9th now. He may just be trying to get his tyres clean. It looks like Castrian and Brian the Mechanic have got the same livery on, so I was told it was every man for himself. Maybe those 2 have teamed up in a previous battle, I don't know. Let's have a look and see who else is well, everybody's got the same livery on. It looks like Castrian's got it as well, so it's either that or it's a very popular livery. So back up to the front then, and Smith looking like Knight Rider out in front, he's got Dirk following him around. Now Dirk in that multi. Let's get a better look at this car, shall we? That is fantastic livery, that is, isn't it? Very colourful from Dirk there. A bit of everything in there. Monster, Coca-Cola. He can't quite make his mind up what he wants to drink. Yeah, great looking car nevertheless. And if you did that, Dirk, well done to you, mate. So that's Dirk in second. Fazer up to third. Now we did say we're going to look at Fazer's car as well. And oh, come on, Mark, sort yourself out. Let's have a look. Oh, he's got the, well, that's the best livery for me, look. If you look in that back window, that is the best livery out there. And he's got everything on there. The Ultimate Racing League. He's got Dubby on there. He's got EAC look on the bonnet. Fantastic colours. And a great livery all round, but I'm liking the back window more than anything, mate. So well done to you, Fazer, as he struggles to get slowed down for the bus stop chicane, and across the line to start lap 3 for him. Mohammed, just have a quick look at him. He's got the YouTube on there. He's got Rufus on there, so everybody sponsoring a bit of everybody else on their cars, which is good to see. Rufus covers one of the Sunday leagues. I believe he does the Tuesday league as well. I'm not quite sure actually, but yeah, Rufus is in there as well. He's having a fantastic battle with Fazer. Oh, and they've had a bit of a touchy-feely session. And while I'm looking at the car, he's having a good old battle with Fazer. And as they come up through Rouge onto Radion, it all got a bit too tight and technical there. And yeah, a bit of a touch and off they go, but they're both back on again and both almost side by side as P. White decides he's coming through. He's going to join this party and capitalise on the mistakes that these two made as they were having a fight. So it is P. White up to Lacombe's turn 7, 8 and 9, and Fazer fighting back. Fazer trying to get that P3 and secure it again. P. White is up there. He's got in between himself and between Fazer and Muhammad Ali. Enzo Jack as well. Look, Muhammad Ali is fighting back with Enzo Jack now. It is all getting very tight on these opening few laps. We were looking at the tyres and we were looking at the livery, but I think we'll save that for a bit and we'll just concentrate on the fighting that these guys are having mid-pack. Enzo Jack down in 6th. Oh, where's he going? He's got to come back. Because he goes very wide through Poulon. Got it back on track though, and back to challenging Castrian. Brian the mechanic, he's desperately trying to go. Oh, and who's that got off? I did see somebody go off, I'm sure I did. Yes, it was Enzo Jack. He just ran it onto the gravel, couldn't get the car slowed down, I don't think. There was a little bit of a touch there, I think, on the back of Castrian, but I don't think that was enough to send him off. So that's unlucky for Enzo. He's now down in 9th, and well, he's going to come under attack from Sid very shortly. He's got gravel all over his tyres as well as Enzo, so he has to be careful as Sid, using every inch of the track, is chasing Enzo Jack down. Now a few of them do seem to be running the same livery, so maybe there is a bit of teamwork there. Oh, as Sid the Sloth goes all the way around the outside of Enzo Jack. What a great move that was through Blanchillon. Sid just taking the long way and gets that move done. Now can he get it slowed down into the bus stop? Yes he can. Steady on the power on the exit as well. We do not want any spins there, and it looks like Enzo Jack is into the pit, slammed into the pits actually. Front end damage for Enzo Jack. But he's into the pits now. Well, it's probably just coming in. It might be because the damage is on heavy or something. I'm not sure. But Enzo Jack is into the pits. I'm just looking at the front end damage to see whether it gets repaired before he gets to the mechanic. So who knows? Perhaps the damage is on heavy. So the guys will have to come in and get it repaired. Somebody who's not suffered any damage at the minute though is Smith. He's out in front, followed by Dirk. Dirk just sitting there behind him, and I'm sure he's quite happy to just sit there for now. We've got a long old race ahead of us, So no rush to take the lead at the minute for Derg. He can just sit there behind Smith. It will save him on fuel as well if he can stay in the slipstream. So I'm sure that's Derg's plan, to just stay with Smith for now. Now the other factor at Spa as well, and does the part of the grinding, and if you don't know what I mean, well just look it up, GT7 grinding or money grinding, then you'll know that Spa is quite notorious for its weather. So it'll be interesting to see what the weather setting is for this, and if it rains or not. I need to slurp a juice. It feels like I've been doing all afternoon, so I get a bit of a dry throat. But these two really starting to try and open up and get away from the rest of the pack. Fazer just coming through the bus stop chicane now, followed by P White. P White seems to get a little bit wobbly through the chicane. I'm hoping that was a steering issue and not lag. We don't want any lag creeping in, do we? But Fazer having a great race at the minute, sitting in third. P White in fourth then. Then we've got Grahamid in fifth. These guys have all just calmed down just a little bit now and starting to spread out. Castuan in sixth. Sid now up to seventh, as we've got Pete has come into the pit, so has Brian the mechanic. Again, this could be, I don't know, is it to change tyres, is it to damage repair? I'm not sure what it's all about. Enzo Jack, he's out again, and he's on a set of medium tyres, so it could be that then. It could be that the guys have got a pit, they may have to use all three compounds. Usually happens in an endurance race, but it seems strange that he got rid of the soft tyres so quickly. But I'm sure they know what they're doing. But back up to the pointy end then. Smith still out in front, just under half a tank of fuel with Derg. Oh sorry, Smith has just got over half a tank, Derg has just got under, so Derg has been pressing on that throttle just a little bit heavier than Smith has. Current fastest lap though for Derg, a 2:02.1. Let's just see what Smith's is. His is a 2:02.2, so 1/10 in it between these two guys. So yeah, they'll be happy to just follow each other around. Smith at the minute is leading. I'm sure he wouldn't mind moving over and letting Derg have a go for a bit, so he can do a bit of slipstreaming. So we'll be interesting to see when these guys decide to come in. Fazer's still sitting in third. He's on the softs. He's got just under half a tank of fuel as well, so looking comfortable at the minute is Fazer. Just right on cue, Fazer. Come on, man, what are you doing? Just because I said you were doing okay. The commentator's curse kicks in. Well, it wasn't actually, was it? He got himself on the AstroTurf, and there's only one thing going to happen when you get out there, and that's exactly what did happen. And Fazer ended up having a bit of a spin. Now Castuan is going to be challenging now as they come down towards turn one at Los Osos. Fazer just managing to stay in front of Castuan. Oh, those tyres are starting to hurt now from Fazer as Castuan tries to go around the outside. He's on the softs as well, and they are quite worn. Now it is side by side up through a rouge. Oh, a bit of a touch. Castuan managed to hold on to it. Good car control then. There was nothing intentional. It was just a bit of a coming together between the two of them. Castuan, great car handling from him to stop it from spinning out. So Castuan stays in fifth, but he is a lot closer to Fazer now. Sid up to where's he gone? Sid in seven as Grahamid comes out. Oh, I thought Grahamid was going to get out there just ahead of Sid, but he didn't. So Sid goes through into sixth, with Grahamid just behind him in seventh. So Sid's still on the soft tyres. He's got just under half a tank of fuel as well. So he's been looking after the fuel quite well, hasn't he, Sid? So he's not been giving it too much. Taking his time, nice and tight. Now these two have got the same livery on, so maybe they are teammates. I'm not too sure. As Grahamid comes up alongside Sid, or just behind Sid. He will be looking at an opportunity to get by. Now Grahamid has pitted and is out on a fresh set of medium tyres, so he's trying to get some heat in them. Sid is defending for all he's worth against Grahamid. Grahamid knows that Sid's going to have to come in, so Grahamid doesn't really need to push that hard. He's going to get P6 when Sid comes into the pit. Which, oh, Sid kicks a lot of gravel up there. That's just let Grahamid through. Maybe the pressure was just too much for Sid, and he's onto the gravel. Now he's got dirty tyres, so he's going to have to be careful. As it looked like Enzo Jack as well. He's really pushing hard, trying to get himself back up through the grid, and he went a little bit wide. Again, you've got to be careful with those dirty tyres, especially the gravel. Brian the mechanic, oof, dear me, that was good timing, wasn't it? Just as we watched Brian the mechanic. Now what's happened here as we go around turn 16? I thought it might have been the AstroTurf there, but it's no, just too much power too early as he approaches onto Blanchimont. So a big spin for Brian the mechanic. He's not running traction control, which might explain it a little bit. You've got to be very careful with that throttle if you've got no traction control on, especially in a Group 2 car. So that finds him now all the way back down in 10th. Sid is into the pits in 8th position, so Pete and Sid are going to go through. Have we lost one? It looks like no, we haven't. Pete, there's Pete. I thought we'd lost him. So Pete just coming around turn 1, and he's going to move up into 8th. Brian the mechanic into the pits again. You can see the fuel going to Sid's car. So Pete is now he's in 8th and still going. It looks like he's on a fresh set of medium tyres as well, so he's made his stop. So let's just go back up to our leaders. Tyre wear, well, it's looking really bad now, isn't it, for Smith? Well, then I put the right camera on and then we can see what's going on. Now Derg really is attacking now. He's really putting the pressure on. Oh, so got very close there. Good bit of door bashing, but Derg just has to back out as they get up towards the bus stop chicane. Now then, oh, I thought they were going to come into the pits just for a second there, but they're not. They're going to stay out. So Smith just holding on to the lead. He's just managed to stave off that attack from Derg, and that was a vicious attack as well, wasn't it? So Derg just slotting into second position again. Then he's just lost a bit of ground on Smith after that attack just before the chicane. So Smith now with probably half a second lead over Derg. So Derg got all the work to do again, still holding on to that fastest lap, the 2:02.1. Now Derg is in the slipstream. He's not going to get close enough to make a move on Smith, but he can certainly get a little bit closer. But the gap's there, and Smith will be doing everything he can to try and make that gap even bigger. He doesn't want to come under another attack like that from Derg. Fazer still sitting in 3rd. Now then, these guys will have to be pitting shortly. Tyres are looking very, very sorry for themselves, so these guys will start to feel it on these GR2 cars. They will be struggling to keep it on the tarmac. Also the petrol, the fuel, might be petrol, I don't know, might be pure whiskey or vodka or something. Yeah, fuel wise, Fazer will probably be coming in soon, as will Derg, as will Smith. So Smith doing slightly better for the fuel actually, just under half a tank, so he may have been fuel saving, or he's just better at looking after the fuel. Who knows? But I think Smith could probably go just a little bit further than Derg. Derg and Fazer are about the same, so they may well get one more lap in it. I would say Smith is probably good for another 2 laps, so that could be part of his tactics, unless he decides to come in at the same time as the other guys just to secure his lead. Yeah, and there we go, Derg's in. So Derg looking for the cutback, but I've got a feeling, like I've said, Smith might stay out just a little bit longer. As Fazer, a good way back at the minute. He's just coming up to the bus stop chicane, so let's just see if Fazer goes into the pits as well. The fuel light is flashing and it looks like he is, so well, don't know what the cameraman's looking at. There we go, so Fazer into the pits as well. So Smith, yeah, He stayed out. He's going to try and make the gap between himself, Derg and Fazer even bigger, and as I've already said, I think Smith could probably get one more lap out of that tank. It's just whether the tyres are going to hold up. If he is planning on coming in this lap, then he needs a fantastic in lap, otherwise the cutback and from Derg and Fazer might just work. Now let's have a look to see where Derg's going to come out. P. White has just gone across the line. I don't think P. White's going to get up to P2 before Derg's out. No, it looks like Derg is already out. Yeah, there we go. He is on the pit exit. Careful not to cross the lines. You do not want to be picking up any penalties because it will be 3 seconds if you do. So Derg resumes in P2. P. White up the hill as Fazer comes out of the pits. So P. White is going to move up into third. He's already made a stop, and on the medium tyres, Grahamid has gone through as well. He's also made a stop. So Fazer, that was a bad stop for Fazer. Oh, and it's even worse as well. He's picked up 3 second penalty. He will be cussing and he will be cursing in that car. He's got a 3 second penalty. He was doing so well. Got himself up into third. That was not a great pit stop from his team. It got him out in fifth, but he's now got Enzo Jap breathing all over the back of him. And unfortunately, when he serves that 3 second penalty, Enzo Jap will get an easy pass. And let's just have a look. Oh, Castrian, well, he's got a way back, so Castrian's not really, I don't think, going to take anything away. So now our leader is in. Smith is in. So now it's where is Derg? So Derg just coming around turn 16 on to Blanchimont. So the race is now on for the pit crew of Agent Smith. Has he reached them yet? He is just pulling in now. Those guys really need to get to work on those tyres, get some fuel in. Where is Derg? This is going to be very close. Derg just coming up to the bus stop chicane. The fuel is going into Smith's car. Is he going to fill it up? He will be sitting there. He will be saying to them guys, come on, get a bloody move on. Derg across the start finish line. He's going through turn 1 at La Source. Smith, I think he's going to get out. I think Smith will get out and retain his position. Now let's have a look. It's saying that Derg is in the lead. He is not until he passes that pit exit. And I think Smith is just coming up the pit exit himself now. This is going to be very close. You can see Derg just going by. Oh, he's just made it. So Derg just got out in front of Agent Smith. So the cutback for him worked. The pit crew did a fantastic job for Derg. Got him into the lead. And he's probably about a second, maybe just under a second ahead now of Agent Smith. He's got to get some heat into them tyres. So remember, Derg has already done 1 lap on them. So his will be up to temperature by now, I would thought. Smith has got to get the heat in there. So a role reversal for these two. So Smith, he's going to have to push, isn't he? He's got to have to get right up to the back of Derg if he's going to benefit from the slipstream. And benefit from a bit of fuel saving, although he's pretty good at that himself. But he will be cussing and cursing at the pit crew for not getting him out sooner. P. White in third at the minute. He's enjoying himself out there, isn't he? He's all on his own. He's under no pressure. We're on lap 10 of 30, so another 20 to go, including this one. Grahamid in fourth. The guys will start to spread out a bit now, and this is where your concentration levels start to drop. But Grahamid in fourth. Fazer, he's into fifth now after that disastrous pit stop. But come on, Fazer, you can get back up there again. Now just behind him is Castrian in sixth. Castrian pushing hard now, isn't he, to catch up to Fazer. But the other thing is, he's got to defend against Pete, who is not that far behind. So if we can change the camera angle, let's just have a bit of a look at Pete. And it's pretty simple design, but I love that. The black and green I actually like anyway. I'm a massive fan of the black and green on in the liveries, and that's looking pretty cool actually for Pete. I do like that. The Of course, Pete and Fraser will be very familiar with this track, being in their home country. So they will be waving to a few relatives, I'm sure, in the crowd. Then we've got Enzo Jack, he's down in 8th. A look at Enzo Jack, he's got the Ferrari logos all over it. Maybe it is just the shell, I'm not sure, is it the F1 livery? I'm not sure. But looking good nevertheless. Well, it just seems a bit strange having Ferrari on the back of a Honda car. Then we've got Brian the mechanic and the London Underground all over his car. Now I've seen 2 or 3 cars with that on it, so it's quite a popular livery. And then we've got Sid down in 10th. Oh, he's carrying a 3-second penalty. That's unlucky for Sid. This track quite well known for dishing out penalties. He's got the Ruthless Rufus logo all over his car. He just pulls over there just to let one of the faster guys through. So well done to him. But back up to the front then, and Derg still enjoying that little bit of a gap back to Smith. We'll jump on board with Smith, and we can just see Derg up ahead as Derg goes around turn 1. Smith just approaches it, so Derg's already got his foot down on the noisy pedal and heading towards a Rouge. So there is now quite a gap between the 2 of them. Full throttle through there for Agent Smith. He's not messing about, is he? He desperately wants to catch up to the back of Derg. If we're looking out at the back of Smith's car, there is absolutely no one there. It is the length of the Camel Straight, which is about distance between Smith and P. White at the minute. P. White looking comfortable actually in 3rd. So we get a look at, we've looked at everybody's car, so let's have a look at P. White's car. Never give up. That's the attitude to have. Another great looking car there for P. White. So he's in 3rd. Then we've got Mohammed sitting in 4th. Fraser in 5th, Castro in 6th. He's still got Pete behind him in 7th. Pete, is he about ready to put a challenge in on Castro? Both on the medium tyres. Castro's tyres look slightly better as Pete gets a little bit sideways as we came out of turn 14. Sorry, turn 11. I was just looking at the map now. I put my maps down and then grabbing me drink and everything. It spins me map round and it turns it upside down. So apologies for that. I've done it again, haven't I? There. Never mind. We'll make it up as we go along. But Pete just losing a little bit of ground to Castrian. He needs to get his head back on it. Concentrate, although his tyres are looking slightly worse than Castrian's. Enzo Jack, he's still pushing. He's back on the softs though, is Enzo Jack. So quite a gap though between himself and Pete, so he has got a lot of work to do. We can't see the time difference between them. He obviously can, and he's on a mission, isn't he, to catch up to the back. But obviously the racing soft tyre is going to wear out a lot quicker than the mediums. So I've got a feeling that by the time Enzo Jack catches up to the rest of the guys, his tyres will be about at it, and he's going to have to come into the pits and change them again and lose everything that he's just done. But we shall see. Brian the mechanic, he's also on the soft tyres down in 9th. Then we've got Sid on the mediums. He's just going to move out of the way, I'm sure. Back up to the top then, and Derg, well, he really is not messing about, is he? He is stretching his lead even further back to, well, P. White now. So what happened to Smith? let's just see what's happened. Well, there must have been something, because Smith in second, he had quite a decent gap back to P White. Now P White is on the medium tyres as well, so I can only presume that something happened, and Smith had a bit of an issue, which has dropped him back. P White has reeled him in, and as we shall see, I'm just going to jump forward one more. Yeah, P White makes a good pass and takes that position away from Smith. So P White now up into second, and Smith into third. So Smith got a bit more work to do if he wants to get that back. Now it doesn't seem like Smith's going backwards at the minute. P White seems to be pulling away. So Smith needs to give his head a wobble, get himself back in the zone and concentrate if he wants to get that second position back. But P White absolutely having a stormer, and he is off and racing. He wants to leave Smith behind, so I'm not sure what the problem is with Smith. He's got some decent tyres, he's got a decent tank of fuel, the same as the guys in front. Derg really is hammering the fuel. He is not fuel saving at all. He's got less than half a tank now. P White, he has got even less than Derg. So P White will be stopping, well, before these guys do, I'm sure. Smith, on the other hand, he can go a lot further into this race. He's still got over half a tank of fuel, so maybe that's his plan. Maybe Smith's actually fuel saving, so he's not had an issue or anything. He's just fuel saving. I was just having a look to see if he's short shifting or not, but he may have just changed the fuel map. Still a fair way to go in this race though, so I'm sure Smith is not panicking yet. It's all part of his plan that he's got in his head. He knows exactly what he's doing. So yeah, maybe he's not that bothered who overtakes him at the minute. Derg, on the other hand, maybe he's not got a plan. He's just foot down, go for it, get a decent lead, and let everybody else try and catch him up. I do like that livery though. That's a great looking car. If he created that one, like I said before, well done to you, sir. It's very bright. I love it. So that's the top three then: Derg, P White and Smith. Mohammed in fourth. Well, he's definitely going to have to pit at the end of this lap, isn't he? You can see the fuel light flashing already. Tyres at about 40%, so he'll probably change those as well. Oh, he kicked up a bit of gravel there, so Graham really pushing hard now in this in lap. Oh, and he's picked up half a second, and that was because he did kick off quite a bit of gravel as he goes up through Blanchimont towards the pit stop chicane and bus stop chicane, and then into the pit stop, or the pits even. God, I need to shut up. I need to grab another drink. That's the problem. So that's Graham in. Fazer carries on going across the start finish line. Start lap 15 for Fazer. Now he will, it's showing he's in P4, and he'll definitely get P4 as he's Mohammed probably not even reached the pit crew yet, but certainly no fuel going in yet. Castrian the same, although Castrian carrying half a second shouldn't really make that much of a difference. You can see the fuel now going into Mohammed's car, but I think Castrian is going to get up through Arouge, through Radion, and then onto the Kemmel Straight well before Mohammed comes out of the pits. And there we go, Castrian goes through to P5. Mohammed now just leaving the pits. He's got half a second penalty for something, I'm not sure what. Now don't cross that little white line, as that looked a bit close to me. It's a stupid place to have that little kink in the road, because you cross it and you'll end up with 3 seconds. So let's just keep an eye on Mohammed. I hope he hasn't picked up a pit lane penalty, and it doesn't like he has, so he is just going in the half a second, so he got away with that one. GT7, he's now on the Camel Straight and heading up towards Lacoums. All on his own though, so he's not got a slipstream, but he's also not providing it. So that's Pete in 7th, Enzo Jack in 8th, Brian the Mechanic in 9th. Everybody spread out now and sit down in 10th. Back up to race leader then. Shall we jump on board? Let's have a lap with Derg as we go through Radion onto the Camel Straight now, foot to the floor, 174, 175 miles an hour. And then it's hard on the brakes as we get into Lacoums, going down through the gears, through turn 7, 8, then 9. Then we start on down the hill, which takes us to Brussels, this hairpin bend at turn 10. Being very patient on the accelerator into turn 11, this left-hander again. You've got to be careful, you don't want to be pushed too far to the right. Down the hill still, going down through Poulon at turn 12. A sweeping long left-hander. Still going downhill into turn 13. This right-hander again going through the gearbox, trying to slow that car down into Campus at turn 14. Then you're almost immediately on top of turn 15 and 16 at Stavlok. Through turn 16 onto Blanchimont, past the penalty zone. Through turn 17 and 18 then. No lift at all, and it is a race then down towards the bus stop chicane and turn 19 and then 20, and then it is across the line to finish the lap and start your next one. And let's just have a look. Has he broke that fastest lap? No, he's just missed out by about a tenth. Through turn 1, La Source. And we'll just stay with Derg as we enter into Eau Rouge. We just missed this, didn't we? Again, full throttle, or is there going to be a bit of a lift? No. Derg, as brave as you like. Full throttle through there. So that was a lap of Spa with our current race leader, Derg. Now then, the fuel light is flashing. So he's going to have to come in at the end of this lap. Where is Smith? Well, he is now onto the Camel Straight, so we don't know the time difference. There is a few seconds, quite a few seconds between the two of them, but Smith has not got to stop. He's got some decent tread left still on those medium tyres. He's got about a quarter of a tank of fuel. Derg has got the fuel light flashing, so he, I am sure, will come in at the end of this lap. So it could be all changed then. Smith could get a little bit closer, maybe even leapfrog Derg into the lead again. So let's stay with Smith, shall we? Because we know Derg's going to come into the pits. So Smith just going around Poulon now at turn 12. Derg, where's Derg? Where's Derg? Where is he? There he is. He's just coming through turn 16. Now he's just coming on to Blanchimont. So I was going to say, is he who's Derg battling with? But he's not. He's just managed to get by Sid. Sid just picking up a bit of a slipstream from Derg, and why not? Smith now just coming around turn 16. He's just moving on to Blanchimont now. So Derg up to the bus stop chicane and into the pits he goes as Smith races down towards the chicane. So I think Smith could take the lead again here. I'm pretty sure he's going to stay out for at least one more lap. There we go. So Smith through the bus stop chicane across the start finish line. So just keeping an eye up in the top left to see if Derg gets any fuel going into that car. Now Smith, it's showing he's taking the lead, but as I've said many times before, you are not actually in the lead until you pass the exit of the pit lane now. You can see the fuel going into Dirk's car, but Smith is already at Eau Rouge and up through Radion. He's going to be passing the pit lane exit any second now. There we go. So Smith retakes the lead. Dirk, full tank of fuel, fresh set of boots on that car, and come on, he's desperately trying to get out the pits. Obviously the pit lane restriction for speed. Where is P. White? Now P. White is just going around La Source at turn 1, so Dirk will get out onto track in P2, but this time the gap is between Smith and Dirk, so a complete switch of roles between the two of them. Oh, Smith really dices there with the track. Now his fuel light is on, so he's going to have to come in. He needs a great in lap, doesn't he? And we have got 12 laps to go. Dirk in second and Smith in first. Let's just have a look at the map and see where they are. They are about a pit stop difference between the two of them, so when Smith comes in, and he's going to have to put, well, I think he's going to have to put enough fuel in to maybe get him to the end of the lap. I'm not just at the end of the race, I'm not sure. Should be monitoring really, shouldn't I? But I'm not sure how much fuel they'll need to get to the end of the race. These guys will know. Obviously they've got the fuel gauge and the numbers in front of them. So Smith is going to come in now as Sid tries to get out of Agent Smith's way. Dirk onto Blanchimont, heading down towards the bus stop chicane. Smith into the pits. I bet he's not even reached the crew. The crew are there, so they need a fantastic stop. These guys really need to earn their money now, and Smith has to slow right down to pit lane speed, 37 miles an hour. That is painful when you're in a GR2 car. And the guys get to work. Let's get some new boots on. Let's get some fuel in. Where is Dirk? Dirk has gone across the start finish line. He's coming up to La Source to start lap 19. Around turn 1 he goes. Fuel starting to go into Smith's car, only putting 75 litres in, so he's calculated that he can get to the end of the race on that. Dirk, as he comes up through Radion, who is going to come out in the leaders? Oh, where's it? Oh God, I can't find them. Where are they? Oh, Smith is just coming out of the pit exit. I thought he would have released him a little bit quicker than that. Dirk goes through to take the lead. He is now going through turn 7, 8 and 9. Smith is on the Kemmel Straight. He's being chased down by P. White, who is now in third. So the race is on. Let's just have a look and see what the fuel situation is like. Dirk on soft tyres with 11 laps to go. He has got, well, just over 3/4 of a tank. Smith, he has got, well, he's about 3/4 as well, and he's out on the soft tyres as well. So yeah, the race is definitely on. It's only medium and soft tyres then being used in this race. P. White, he's out just over half a tank for P. White. He's also on the soft tyres, albeit a little bit more worn than the two guys in front of him. So it's going to be a great battle to the end for these guys. Grahamid in fourth. Looking okay is Grahamid, actually. He's not coming under any pressure. He's getting some decent lap times in, 204, 205, 206. Well, he's not going to break the lap record for that, but that's still pretty okay. Phaser, well, that's very mixed. He's averaging about 204 though, is Phaser. So his last lap obviously was the pit stop at the 234. We don't count that one. 214 just before that, so he'd had some problems then. But the previous three, 14, 15 and 16 were all 204s. Lap 13 a 203, lap 12 a 204. So Phaser, a good average there of 204 for him. Castuan, he's in 6. He's getting in the 204s as well. Then we've got Pete also in the 204. So all these guys pretty evenly matched actually. It is just the two guys up at the front that are showing a clean pair of heels at the minute. Bryant the mechanic, well, he is almost, well, he has got the fastest lap. Sorry, I was just about to say he's almost getting in the fastest lap zone, and he is the 202.1. So Bryant the mechanic currently holding on to the fastest lap. That was on lap 10. Enzo Jack, he is in 9th, with Sid down in 10th. So yeah, back up to the top. And Derg, he's around somewhere. There he is. Not sure what the cameraman was looking at. Seen some sort of creature in the background there in the grass. Right, so Derg out in front. Where is Smith? Smith is now coming around Poulon and heading on down the hill towards turns 13 and 14 through campus. P. White hot on the heels of Smith. I think you can see him. If we jump on board with P. White, we try and look ahead and see if we can. There, we can just see the back of Smith's car. So that will give P. White something to aim at as we come around turn 17 now. Onto Blanchimont through turn 18. And again, if we just look up ahead and see if we can see Agent Smith, there we can, just as Smith is going into the bus stop chicane. So P. White, like I say, he's got something to aim at. Now the other thing we have not seen, and I'm just looking at the clouds there in the sky, is any bad weather or any signs of it. Now who knows, I don't know, it could start raining, it often does here in Belgium. Wouldn't that be interesting if the last few laps were in the wet? So Derg, well, he's really going for it now, isn't he? I'm not so sure he's fuel saving. He's well, he's gone purple, so he's definitely not fuel saving. He really is pushing it, and he wants this win as he gets by Sid. Sid just, I'm not sure Sid knew much about that actually. It was a quick flash of colour, and all of a sudden Derg's gone by. So Smith's still in second, Knight Rider. We just need that red bit at the front, don't we, for those of you who knew what I'm on about. For those of you who don't, look it up. Something back in the, was it the 80s? David Hasselhoff in the Knight Rider kit car. The car was called Kit. It wasn't a kit car, it was called Kit. Obviously stood for something. But anyway, if you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. Great show. And it was all black. That's why I'm referring. Never mind. So Smith in second then, P. White in third, Grahamid in fourth. Well, Fazer has caught Grahamid up, so this could be an interesting battle towards the end of the race. Just looking at the fuel in Grahamid's car, he's got just over a quarter of a tank now. Is that going to be enough to get him to the end of the race, or is he going to come in for a quick splash and dash? Maybe put some soft boots on and to see him to the end of the race. Who knows? Fazer is on the soft tyres. That would explain why he's catching up. I think he's going to be okay for fuel actually, Fazer. It's more a case of whether the tyres will last for him. So there could be a little bit of strategy involved between these two. And we'll just stick with Fazer as we're trying to get after Grahamid, as we chase him down towards the bus stop chicane. If he's going to get a move done, he needs to get it done before they get to the chicane. If not, he's just going to have to back out. He has a little bit of a cheeky look up the inside, but no, backs out of that one. Wise decision actually. Maybe get a little bit closer to Grahamid. If he doesn't get it done before turn 1, he's just got to follow him up through Eau Rouge. I hope I'm saying that right. And then on to Radion, and then he can get the job done on the Camel Straight with the softer compound tyres. He needs to get by Grahamid really to capitalise on the fact that he has got the better compound tyres for now, because Grahamid on the mediums, they are going to last a bit longer, and they are going to improve as Fazers get worse. So Fazer really does well. I thought he really needed to get a bit closer to Grahamid before they got to Les Combes, but he's not done it. So he's going to have to sit behind him, and all the while those soft tyres are just degrading. Oh, now he decides to make his move. Wow. He gets by Graham in a dramatic fashion, then around the outside. at turn 9. A great move in the end, and maybe that was just out of desperation. He knew he had to get by Graham, and he's got to try and get some space between himself and Graham because of the tyre situation. Graham, he's on the, like I say, on the medium tyres. They will last that little bit longer than phasers, so that's going to be an interesting run-in for those two with 8 laps to go. We shall keep an eye on that battle. Castrian in 6. I'm just looking in the background then. Pete is still there. Pete is still with Castrian. There is a decent gap opened up between the two of them, but he is still there, is Pete. Now let's just have a look at the tyres, shall we? Castrian on the softs and Pete on the medium, so the same situation between Castrian and Pete as it is between Fazer and Grahamid. That Castrian tyres are slightly going to start going off. In fact, they probably are now. They're what, 50, just over 50% wear on there, whereas Pete on the mediums probably looking around about 25%. Although he has picked up a penalty, he's not going to have to serve that, at least for another lap. Oh, and there we go. Grahamid's come in. It's more of a fuel thing, so a quick splash and dash for Grahamid. I'm sure he'll go onto the soft tyres. Castrian is in as well. So this is where the tactics all start coming in, and Pete has picked up a penalty. So let's just have a look back up at the top and see what is happening. There is still a decent gap there. I thought it was Smith who was a lot closer to Dirk, but it must be just past somebody. Yeah, he's gone by Brian the mechanic, so I've just thought for a split second there that Smith had caught Dirk up, but Dirk is still out in front, still looking quite comfortable actually. It's going to be more tyres for Dirk as well, to be honest. He's on the soft tyres, the same as Smith, so Dirk tyres looking slightly worse for wear. We shall see. So we've got 6 laps to go as Dirk crosses the line to start lap 24. Smith just coming up through the bus stop chicane, so I think the gap has come down. Smith is gaining. P. White, well, P. White's had to come into the pits now. He's about out of fuel, so I'm sure he'll put some fresh tyres on as well. Where is Fazer? Fazer just coming up through Blanchimont and up towards the bus stop chicane. So Fazer probably won't have to pit for another, well, couple of laps. Again, I think it's going to be more tyres for Fazer. So Fazer were hoping to get back up into P3 actually, as it looks like Sid's got into the pits as well. So we're just going to follow Fazer through. He's gone across the line and just coming up to turn 1 now. P. White, the fuel is going into his car. So P. White, he's on his way out as oh, where we gone? Fazer just entering into Eau Rouge now. P. White still in the pits. Where is he? Where is he? Fazer goes through, and P. White, oh, he couldn't get that the pit stop any quicker. P. White wobbles his way out of the pit exit and into P4, although he will be seeing the race out now on these soft tyres. Enzo Jack into the pit. Fazer is into 3rd now. The big question for him is, can he last for another 6 laps on those soft tyres? There are about 50% now. We've got the same issue with the guys up front. Dirk, a quarter of a tank and about 50% of tyres now. I'm just going to stay with Dirk because I've got a feeling he may well come into the pits. Yeah, there we go. I thought he might actually. I thought he would come into the pits while he's got the lead, rather than let those tyres completely die on him. He's come into the pit, so he's decided to pit first. Smith has stayed out. Smith is taking a chance. He's going to get another lap. That fuel light will be on by the time he finishes this lap. So Smith has stayed out. Dirk is just coming in, a quick splash and dash, change of tyres, and he will be back out again. He doesn't need a big amount of fuel. It is just the tyres he wanted to change, a fresh set of tyres for him. although the fuel is really going up. So there we go, up to 3/4. That surprised me actually. I didn't think he'd need that much. So Smith has gone by and up into the lead. He is now up to Lecombs already, and has got a purple sector as well. And there we go. The as we predicted, the fuel light is on. So Smith is going to have to fit at the end of this lap. Derg looking for a great outlap now to catch up to the back of Smith. Let's just have a look and see where they are. And I think Derg will do it. He's on the soft tyres. So yeah, chop and change for these two, but Smith is going to be in at the end of this lap. Derg should take over P1. Fazer in third. Now, as I said with Fazer, it's well, now it's looking like it could be fuel and tyres for him. So maybe Fazer's going to have to stop as well. That would put P. White in a good position actually. He's not that far behind Fazer, so P. White is looking at a podium spot here, currently in fourth. But yes, I think P. White has got his eye on that third podium spot. He's maybe thinking about having a bit of a sip of champagne at the end of this race with the with Smith and Derg. So it's going to be interesting to see what Fazer does. And there we go, we have our race leader coming into the pits. Well, the pit crew really have been busy boys, haven't they, in this race. As Smith slows down to that 30 mile an hour here. Oh, it's so frustrating. You just want to go a lot quicker, but obviously health and safety, we don't want to be running over anybody, do we? Now where is Derg? He's gone across the start finish line. Now the race is on. Get them tyres changed, get some fuel into that car. We have, well, 3-4 laps, I don't know, I don't care, let's just keep going, shall we? Where's Derg? Derg has gone around turn 1. Fuel is into Smith's car. Now Smith is on his way out. Derg is entering into Rouge up through Radion. You can see the pit lane on the right hand side. Where is Smith? Derg, I think Derg has gone by already. Yes, he has. Yes, he has. So the gap is slightly smaller, but the gap is still there. So Derg back up into the lead and off and running. Tyres up to temperature. He's got enough fuel now to make it to the end of the race. So he will just be head down, foot down, and he will be away. Smith in second. P. White, as we said, is now moved up into P3 as he goes around Lecombs and then down towards Brussels. So P. White in third, and on the podium at the minute, Fazer having to make that stop. Has now got enough fuel on board and a fresh set of tyres, so he is now going to see it to the end of the race. Let's just have a look, see how P. White is doing. I think P. White will make that. The soft tyres should be okay for him. He's got just over half a tank of fuel, so the race is on for Fazer to try and catch up, although that is quite a big ask of him. The gap is quite a decent gap between himself and P. White. Grahamid in fifth, and I think that is pretty secure for him. So good race from Grahamid. Castrian in sixth. No pressure being put on Castrian at the minute. He can just take his time and cruise home. I think he's going to be okay as well. Tyres and fuel. Pete in 7. Definitely going to be okay for tyres at least. And he's got over half a tank of fuel. So Pete in 7th, although if he looks in his mirror he'll see he's got Enzo Jack chasing him down. Enzo Jack on the softer compound tyres. So there could be a good battle to the end if Enzo Jack can get a little bit closer to Pete. I'm sure he's going to be pushing hard. He would like to get up in there into P7, make a bit of a race of this towards the end. These last couple of laps, these last few laps. Brian the Mechanic down in 9th, started off so well, didn't he, Brian the Mechanic? but really not been his night. Down in 9th, and then Sid in 10th. Sid still going as he always does. We love him for it. Getting better and better is Sid with every race. Really does like to push his luck, doesn't he, with the track limits and the grass. He's really testing all of the bits. Oh, as he goes off and has a bit of a look in the runoff area there. Couldn't get the car slowed down. It is a difficult spot to slow down there for, well, I don't want a cameraman there. I think you don't want a slurper tea. I think I need a slurper something as well. So our current race leader, Dirk, is around the chicane, across the line to start lap 28, and regains the fastest lap as well, 2:01.9. so he is not sparing the horses. He is still going for it. Smith, a 2:02.1 for his last lap, so just under a second gap between the two of them in lap time. And then P. White in 3rd, so that's your top 3 at the minute, although P. White getting very wobbly there. It does look like a little bit of lag kicking in for P. White. It's either that or there is a problem with the steering rack on that NSX. It is very wobbly, isn't it? Fazer in 4th. Not really making any ground up on P. White. Still a good race though, and a good result for Fazer in 4th. He'll be pleased with that, I'm sure. Let's just see if we can find a battle. Castro, and he's on his own in 5th. Then we've got Grahamid in 6th. Somewhere. Oh, Grahamid, is he gone into the pits again? He has. Grahamid gone into the pits again. So Pete is in 8th. He's going to move up, I'm sure. Well, I'll say I'm sure. It depends if Grahamid puts any fuel in. Pete with a bit of damage at the front, so he's had a bit of a kiss with a barrier somewhere. So yeah, another change of tyres for Grahamid. He's got damage at the back. No, that's sorted itself out. So Grahamid now coming out, but he's going to be in 8th. Where is Pete? Pete just coming up through a Rouge onto Radion, onto the Kemmel Straight. We've got the pit lane there as Pete just goes through it. So yeah, Grahamid down in 8th. He's battling to get his way out of the pit lane. Oh, sorry, that's me keeping the thing on me. I didn't realise I was doing that then. So anyway, back up to our leader. I didn't realise I'd rested my thumb on the direction pad of the thing. Sorry about that. We were going to look at the leader anyway. As Berg starts the is it the penultimate lap? Is that the correct? Is that correct terminology? Anyway, one more lap after this one. For Dirk. Smith now putting in the purple sectors, so Smith decides to get his foot down and make a chase of it. Now then, let's have a look where Dirk is. Well, he's not that far away, to be honest. So Smith now is starting to push. Dirk maybe taking it easy. He can sense victory, so maybe Dirk just sort of taking it easy. You know, Smith has got the fastest lap, a 2:06. Well, that's a fantastic lap from Smith. That is an amazing lap time from Smith. So 2 seconds quicker than Dirk. So no wonder the gap is decreasing. Just see, this is going to be a great finish if Smith can get a little bit closer, and he's gone purple again, so another purple sector to Smith. He is really on the chase now, maybe left it just a bit too late to mount his challenge, but let's just see where Derg is going through the pit stop chicane. It's a bus stop chicane. He's gone across the line to start the final lap. Smith just entering the chicane now. Now let's just have a look at this lap time, shall we? He's trying to get the power down as he exits that chicane. He is just out of his time. He's about a second out, so the last few turns cost Smith there, but he is on the chase after Derg. Derg up through onto the Kemmel Straight now for the final time. Where is Smith? Smith is just coming up through a Rouge onto Radion, through the final corner onto the Kemmel Straight himself. About 0.6 miles separates the two. Well, it's not actually, is it? Because as Derg comes down the hill towards Brussels for the final time, let's just have a look where Smith is. I don't think it's going to be enough for Smith. I think he's just left this challenge just a little bit too late. P. White, he's sitting in third. He's looking comfortable for that podium spot. Great race from him. Fraser way, he's just too far back now. Unless P. White completely messes things up, Fraser is going to get fourth. Castrian sitting in fifth. Enzo Jack just can't quite get close enough as these guys cross the line to start their final lap. Mohammed in seventh. Pete chasing him down in eighth. Then we've got Brian the Mechanic in ninth and Sid in 10th. But this is we're going to stick with our race leader and soon to be winner. I am absolutely sure of it. Yeah, Smith is just nowhere in sight. So Derg, a fantastic race for him. Got the fuel spot on as well as he comes around the final turn across the light. Do we see a flash of lights? No, he just takes it all in his stride. Well done to Derg, a great victory for him. Smith, he's going to cross the line in second. Fantastic result for him. We see Brian the Mechanic slide across the line. He needs to get out of the way though, because that'll be a yellow flag for anybody else coming up. P. White though in third. Well done to him. Great race for P. White. A sip of champagne will be waiting for him as Fazer comes through Blanchimont for the final time. A good result then for Fazer in fourth. Cross the line for him. Enzo Jack, well, Enzo Jack managed to fight his way back up into fifth. Just needs to keep it together for the last couple of following Enzo Jack now up into the chicane for the final time, and across the line he goes to take fifth. Castrian is going to cross the line in sixth. There is Mohammed. He is just on his way down now to the chicane for the final time. Brian the Mechanic already finished in ninth. Oops. Went the wrong way. So Mohammed across the line in seventh. Pete will take 8th and Sid got 10th. So that was race 1 in this special event. 2 more races to come over the next couple of weeks, so we look forward to catching up with you all soon.